No amount of art supplies will save your calligraphy if your technique is whack. Let's talk about how to use your brush pen correctly. Here's what I want you to remember: PSP. Posture, slant line, pressure. Let's start with posture. Good calligraphy begins from the posture. If you sit like a shrimp, your calligraphy will look like it. For the correct posture, I like to divide it into three categories: sitting position, elbow and wrist movement, and the grip you hold your pen with. For your sitting position, you need to sit upright. Don't sit like this, or like this, and definitely not this. Adjust your chair or table so your elbows rest freely on the table. The elbows shouldn't be too high or too low, so you can move your hands with ease. You will be surprised how sitting in the correct posture aids your calligraphy. For movement, your wrist and elbow should be able to move freely as you calligraphy. If you notice that your calligraphy is too rigid, chances are your wrist and elbow movement is restricted. For this, ensure your surroundings are clear so there is room to wiggle around. Don't press your wrist tightly against the table. Think of it this way: your wrist is like the tripod that's helping you hold your brush pen. If the tripod is too tight, you aren't able to rotate the camera around properly. The same logic applies here. The wrist is your support. It's not meant to be anchored to the table. Here's a demonstration of how your elbow and wrist movement affects your calligraphy. Grip. Don't put your brush pen in a chokehold. Hold it firm but loose, just enough so your strokes aren't wonky. There is no one way to hold your pen. Different people hold their pens differently. One thing to note is the way you hold a pencil or a pen while writing might not be the same way you hold your brush pen. It will take some trial and error to find a position that helps you get stable but fluid strokes. If you're holding your brush pen too tight, your strokes might look like this. If you're holding your brush pen too loose, they might look like this. Remember, when you do the strokes, the pen should barely touch the paper. Use this as a guide to help you find a position that works best for you. Slant line. If your calligraphy looks drunk, chances are you're not using the slant line correctly. The slant line helps you angle your letters so they look uniform. When you hold your brush pen, hold it slightly perpendicular to the slant line so the strokes are parallel to it. I'll repeat that again. Hold your brush pen slightly perpendicular to the slant line so the strokes are parallel to the slant line. You might need to rotate your paper around to get the correct position. Holding your brush pen at different angles will give you different slanting. This brings me to my next point: pressure. For pressure, upstroke uses light pressure and downstroke uses heavy pressure. When you practice enough, you will feel the changes in your wrist movement as you do so. Upstrokes will feel like you're gliding your pen across the paper, whereas downstrokes will feel like you're creating friction with the table. If your wrist is positioned correctly, your strokes will ultimately be stable and steady. The shakiness of your strokes will decrease significantly. Here's a demonstration recapping everything I just said. In the next video, I'll demonstrate how to use guideline sheets for doing basic strokes and forming letters. If you're new to calligraphy and you don't know which supplies to use, watch my No BS guide to calligraphy up here. If you're looking for digital calligraphy tutorials, watch my Calligraphy on Krita series right here. Let me know if you have any questions down below and make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.